Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. The Wow Factor, riding the high of a 13-0 victory earlier on today, looks to win a second straight game to begin the Zips invite. This time, their task, take down Release Baseball, one of the best organizations in the Northeast Ohio area. It's Release and the Wow Factor up next on SmeeSports.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation! We will see you on Saturday afternoon! Riley Meister gets the point!
Back into left field, say goodnight to that baseball!
This is another one! It's back-to-back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas! He's the point, and it's alive! Hansen pushes it over! Unbelievable! We play on! It's blocked! We're tied! We're tied! Unbelievable!
Time for game number 2 of the day at Skeeles Field here in the heart of Akron, Ohio. This is the 2025 Zips Invite on SmeeSports. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this morning, live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. As today we have an exciting matchup between the Wow Factor, who's 1-0 in this competition, and Release Baseball as they play their first game of pool play. Earlier on this morning, we saw the Wow Factor in 55 minutes, no less, get a 13-0 victory over the Mash Factory. They look to double it up here as, once again, this squad, their offense and their defense, equally as good, will rely on Zach Stow's pitching. We saw him towards the end of the last game. He did come in and hit, but the pitcher, known for his power and precision, looks to have another great day on the mound. The last time we saw him pitch, it was in the championship loss against the PA Playmakers in a game that he also hit an inside the park home run. We've seen his power, we've seen his speed, and we get to see it again as he takes on a lot of Northeast Ohio guys. That is something going for him. Buckeye located in Medina County, just outside of Medina, one of 3 or now 4 OHSAA Medina schools, Medina Christian, Highland, and Medina proper mixed in with the Bucks. But these players that he's going up against right now, they're guys that he's used to seeing at the high school level. So I'm sure that will help him out, considering that a lot of his teammates are from the Pittsburgh area. First pitch is going to be in there for a strike, and we are underway at 10:20. Finn Barman, the rising junior at St. Ignatius, leads it off for release. Barman pops it up and foul. Count now 0-2. This release baseball squad 12-8 on the year, winners of their last 7 games. Their last loss came on June 28th. Stow sets up the 0-2. Ground ball chopped towards short, picked up, throw to 1. Low but in time for out number 1. A good put out to begin the game for Miller and the Wow Factor defense. And just looking at this throw, a nice strong stride across the diamond. That's what you want to see from your shortstop. Miller, one of the best in the PA area, coming to the squad by way of Meadville. And he is showing off his defense early on in this contest. Now in the 2 spot, we're going to see Jason Copeland, the rising junior at Wadsworth, step in. First pitch in there for strike 1. Stow's great outing continues. He has been very accurate so far in this game, forcing the ground out, forcing the pop-up. His 0-1 in there now, 0-2. And the great start gets even better. This release squad looking for yet another win after a great tournament last weekend. Stow taking his time. Kind of surprised not to see time called by Copeland. He's going to hang in. And finally, Stow is going to offer the 0-2. And Copeland fouls that one off. Usually when we have that long of a pause, we see somebody call time, typically the batter. Both sides hung in. They stuck to their guns, and we saw Stow eventually throw the pitch. Still an 0-2 count. Misses low, and it skips behind for ball 1. The on-deck circle for release, it is Riley Verteber. And we'll talk more about Riley in a couple of moments, but he is really one heck of a talent. Copeland fouls that one into First Energy Stadium off to our right. Beautiful athletic complexes here at Akron. Infocision off to our left behind. Directly behind us, we have the softball diamond, and off to our right, we have the soccer field. The 1-2, once again, hit towards short, picked up by Miller. His long throw is going to be a little bit shy and not in time. Good work by Kaveric over at first to come off the bag to greet it, but that one will go down as an infield hit. Not really a good look from Miller, as it took a little bit longer to come to him than expected. But that is the first base runner of the game for release, and that sets up the ever-dangerous lefty, Riley Verteber. Verteber comes in 6'5", 229. An absolute mammoth in the batter's box for both release and for Lakewood. First pitch upstairs for ball 1. Matt Frame was shown a couple of months ago as he did get an invite, and he did take the invite to go to a camp at Michigan State for tight ends. That could be a spot for him if he does choose the football route. But looking at his baseball exploits, even as a freshman last year for Lakewood, he really was an impact player, and this past campaign as a sophomore, even better. And he was one of the big reasons why Lakewood was able to take down their longtime rival, St. Ed's. 2-0 off the plate for ball 3. In the on-deck circle for release, it is Mason Knapp. Stow's pitch. It is upstairs for ball 4, and that will put 2 on with 1 down. And that'll bring in Mason Knapp. At the PBR Mid-American Classic, Knapp had a .444 average, .524 on base with 8 total hits. And going back to his high school campaign, didn't go the way he wanted it to. His sophomore season at Elyria Catholic saw a lot of 1-run losses. They were the definition of so close but yet so far on so many different occasions this past season. but they have the framework to get back to their best in 2026. The 0-1. Knapp fouls it off of himself. Now 0-2. One of the more painful feelings in all of baseball. Take a foul ball off of a shin, ankle, calf, all of the above. Two strikes to count. Skeeles sets, checks, and delivers. Did he go? Yes, he did. And there is out number 2. First strikeout of the day for Zach Skeeles, and it comes at a big time. He needed that one. One out closer to getting out of this inning, and one out closer to letting his offense have a crack at things. And now that brings in Ryan Shepard. Shepard comes to the squad by way of St. Ed's. First pitch hangs a bit upstairs for ball 1. St. Ed's lost in the playoffs this year at the hands of the Final Four, Perrysburg. And Perrysburg was able to get there by taking down Medina in the regional final, a game that was split between 2 days. We talked about it extensively this summer. One of the more controversial finishes in the OHSAA season, a game that maybe should not have started but did. That gave Perrysburg enough juice to win the game on day number 2. Their offense did just enough on day number 1 to squeak out that win. But the St. Ed's game, a more convincing result for Perrysburg. I believe that game also was postponed to a different day after a lot of rain rained it out while the players were already there from what we understood. The 1-1 just going to miss for ball 2. After Shepard, it goes to Luke Legato. And now time called. Skeeles struggling to find a rhythm early on in this game. Got that ground out to begin the inning. But then a base knock and a walk later. Still a tough spot even though there are 2 down. He really needs to bring his best, as anything into the outfield most likely brings in the opening run. Swing and a miss now, 2-2. In the bottom of the first inning, we have Miller, Bushy, and Courtney for the wow factor. And once again, Courtney, a guest player coming in from NMC Reitenbach. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Skeeles before the pitch will look back the runner at second. Not really surprised to see him do that. Trying to keep the runners honest right now, and especially given his familiarity with a couple of these guys. No surprise. 2-2 upstairs. Throw down to 3 is a tad late. That'll put runners at the corners. Great idea by Release. You have the speed. You set up the first and third. The runner from first is off anyway on the pitch. Why not give yourselves the best opportunity to score if the ball is put in play? Skeeles payoff. Hit foul over towards the left side and just missing the track. Hit off the fence, maybe a couple of inches shy of clearing it. Release definitely in the right mindset to get on the board in this inning. They just need a hit to fall. Chopped up the middle towards short. Miller unable to get it. It will sneak into left field, and Release is on the board. The ball just kind of dodged Miller's glove, and that is enough for Shepard to open the scoring. He will watch that one back. Kind of an obscure hop, which helped out Release. They don't care how they get that run across, and once again, going back to that steal, it pays dividends here. And even more so with that 3-2 count, the runner from first able to take seconds. That makes it where you have first and third again and can really rerun the scenario. Now Luke Legato's in. First pitch down low for ball 1. Luke Legato, just like Shepard, played his sophomore campaign at St. Ed's. Legato up there with the likes of Jack Lau and Grant Lashutka. Lashutka committed to Wright State. He plays on the 17U release squad. But St. Ed's bringing back a lot of key pieces next season. The 1-0 in there now, 1-1. You look at this roster for Release. A lot of Northeast Ohio. You got Lakewood in there, a couple Ignatius, Eds, EC, River now going over towards the west side. Got a good mixture in there. Legato drills that one into left, and it will be caught, and the side is retired. Walker able to catch up to that one, and the inning is over. Release able to strike first on an awkward chop up the gut. Middle of 1 in Akron. It is the visitors up 1-0 on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Welcome back to Skeeles Field on the campus of Akron University. Bottom of the first inning set to get underway. Release off to a good start, up 1-0 in this contest. First pitch to Miller is a strike, and that is a good first pitch of the game for Will Schrock, the rising junior at Bay Village High School. Bay, just like EC, a quote-unquote fallen giant of the old GLC, now CWC. They're looking to have another big year next year. It went from those two controlling the conference and now Buckeye and Lakewood, along with Rocky River mixed in there, who really control the CWC. Schrock's 0-2, well off the plate for ball one. But for Wow Factor, it's Miller, Bushy, and Courtney this inning. Miller and Bushy, the usual 1 and 2 for this squad. Courtney, once again, a guest player stepping into that number 3 hole. Schrock's 1-2, fly ball hit into right field in foul territory, and it'll carry on out of play. One hopping, now two hopping onto one of, I believe, the locker rooms of the soccer field. So that ball might be gone, but definitely not forgotten, as we can still see it from here. Schrock's 1-2, gonna miss. I think it couldn't hit the top of the zone, but at least from this angle, albeit a more bird's eye view, it looked really good. Schrock tries again, the 2-2, runs it well inside, and we are full. Ian Miller coming in, one of the top shortstops for his class in the PA area. Just finished up his sophomore campaign at Meadville. This Wild Factor squad, a lot of Pennsylvania players, but also some Northeast Ohio guys. Once again, their left fielder Walker from Hoban. Payoff pitch, once again, fouled away to the right side. Still a full count, 3-2 to begin the bottom of the first. The payoff again, same result this time. It will stay inside the park. For those just tuning in, we did start this game at around 10:20 a.m. Game number 1 ended in 55 minutes, so thus we are ahead of schedule for now. Once again, the payoff. This time it misses upstairs, and Miller, well deserving of first base, will take it. An excellent battle from Ian Miller, was down 0-2, worked the count, fouled a couple of pitches off, and that is enough for him to reach. Now Andrew Bushy, the EH, steps in. Bushy last game, I think, played in the field, I believe at second base for this Wild Factor squad. First pitch skips well high. Whoa. Over towards the backstop, and I would say well in the air. It'll be a pass ball, and that is going to give second base to Miller, but seeing what happened, it kind of took an awkward bounce. We've seen the ball kind of ride off of these backstops, but nothing like that. A very obscure way to put the tying run in scoring position. Schrock's 1-0. Grounded up the middle, has a chance to sneak through, scooped up at short. Throw to one is wide, but in time on an excellent stretch for out number one. Good work up the gut to be able to get to that ball, and over at first base, Knapp putting in the work to get to that ball just in time. Without that stretch, that definitely would have been an infield single, but in the end, Knapp does just enough on the throw from Copeland. And with one down, that'll bring in Owen Courtney. First pitch is going to be in for strike one. Courtney just finished up his junior campaign at New Philadelphia. One of the more powerful guys in this lineup, I believe, on the mound. 87 to 89 to begin, 84 to 86 more consistently. And as well, a 96 exit velo. There is the power on display. It is caught in right for out number two. And on the hit, it is going to be a sac fly, bringing in the tying run. Good work from Courtney. Gave it a good ride into right, deep enough to bring in the runner from third. And this inning, unless something changes, will be a wash. Now Braden Kaverick, the first baseman, steps in. Kaverick played the first two innings at first base last game. For the third, he was taken out as Lassard came in to give him a break. Schrock doing a good job so far on the mound for release. Just unfortunate with that leadoff walk. Without that battle for Miller, this is right now a 1-0 ball game, and we're beginning the second, but that is not the case. The scrappy work of the wow factor, trying to use that aspect of the game opposed to their sheer power and domination from the last. This was always supposed to be one of the better games of pool play, if not the best. Two teams very well matched on paper. And right now, paper is translating into reality. Good hit down the right side and down the right field line. Kaverick able to reach with a 2-out single. Nicely hit ball down the line. We will watch it back again. And there is the power aspect of the offense. Last game, they like to attack that left side. A lot of ropes down the line, couple into left center. But this game, they're starting off towards the right side a lot more. And that could be a sign of things to come for this offense as they change their ways in game number two. Hard hit ball up the middle, through into center field. It is another 2-out single, this time for Landon Hinkle. And that puts the go-ahead run in scoring position. Back-to-back good knocks from this wow factor offense, starting to heat up with 2 down. And that'll bring in the power hitter Lucien Lassard. Lassard, the DH, just finished up his sophomore campaign for Glen Oak in the North Canton area. I believe technically Glen Oak is in Plains Township, not North Canton. But for those who know the geography of the area, they're basically one and the same, but not exactly the same in regards to zoning. Kind of similar to what we see from Massillon Jackson. It's Massillon by name, Jackson Township by designation. First pitch is going to hit on the inside edge for strike one. Going back to Glen Oak, they did bow out in the regional semis in this past playoff as they lost to Medina. But to get there, they got a big win, I believe, in 9 innings against St. Ignatius. And that was a come-from-behind win, 4-3. They were down 3-0 early, but throughout the game, they chipped away, and the grittiness was enough to get that win. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. In there for strike 2. Schrock looking to get out of the inning, and the goal is to keep it a 1-1 game. But a base hit definitely could change that. The 1-2. Lassard chops it up the middle towards second, hovers right over the bag, and Copeland is able to step on second for the fielder's choice, which retires the side. 1 run comes in for the wow factor in the bottom of the first, tying the game up at 1. Heading into the second inning, honors even on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Kind of the start we expected as we enter the second inning. Both sides able to get a run on the board in the first. Release doing a little bit more in regards to hitting. Wow factor a little bit more in regard to gamesmanship. But both teams able to find their opening run in the first frame, and that gives us a good game so far. Once again, this is expected to be arguably the best game of the day, maybe even all of pool play, as these teams are about as evenly matched as possible. The big difference, though, wow factor, more of the Stark County area with PA mixed in. Release, more Northeast Ohio, as that is where they are based. Styles 2-0, upstairs for ball 3. It is Michael Coxon, the starting catcher, in the batter's box to get us underway. Coxon just finished up his sophomore campaign out on the east side at Shaker Heights. We were not too far away from Shaker Heights a couple of days ago when we were at John Carroll. Styles 3-0. Gonna miss upstairs, and it is a leadoff walk for the catcher. Good start to the second inning for Release Baseball. They wanted somebody on to begin the game. They couldn't do that. Second time around, they change it. And now that'll bring in Jackson Comer, the rising junior at Lakewood. Comer did suit for the varsity squad last year. I don't think he played that much, as he kind of was a late bloomer, but knowing the power and what Coach Graves told me, he is one heck of a ball player who looks to fit in nicely with some big gaps to fill heading into 2026. And arguably the two biggest gaps to fill vacated by Logan Ellis and Leo Soneson, both heading over to join me at Mount Union, so I'm not complaining by any means. Styles 0-1. Chopped foul, now 0-2. And one of Comer's teammates in Drew Jones just committed to Bowling Green after transferring out of St. Ed's after his sophomore year. 1 year at Lakewood, and he is heading off to the MAC after this upcoming season. Lakewood, one of the best teams to look out for in 2026 in Northeast Ohio for baseball. The 0-2 left upstairs for ball 1. And you get to see two of their most powerful hitters in Verteber along with Comer in this game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ground ball hit towards second. Good pivot for 1. And good return for 2. Excellent work by the right side of the infield to get outs numbers 1 and 2. Excellent work on the 4-6-3 double play. A little bit of a quicker motion. Hankel able to turn with ease. Miller gets it, and Kovarik a nice stretch. Excellent work. And you see it there on the switch over. Not an easy motion. You had to be fluid with it, as if not, the ball can be kind of tossed out on the transfer. You could have a late throw, wide throw. But I would say pretty well done there as he kept his composure, got the job done, and most importantly, he got the 2 outs. The 0-1 going to bounce in, now 1-1. It is Ryan Ziegler, the rising junior at Aurora, now in. And then in the on-deck circle, it is Will Addington. As for wow factor in the bottom of the inning, it's Grimes, Goss, and Walker, 7, 8, and 9. Styles pitch, gonna hit now, 1-2. After a shaky start to the inning, a little bit of help from his defense, Stow has gave a respectable performance in this second frame. The 1-2, swing and a miss, drop third strike, throw down to 1 is in time, and the side is retired. Double play and strikeout gets the job done for the Wow Factor defense. Zach Stow now with 2 strikeouts through 2 innings. Middle of 2 in Akron. 1-1 your score on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. A good showing from the Wow Factor defense gives their offense a chance to take their first lead of the game in the bottom of the second inning. 1-1 your score on SmeeSports. First pitch is in there for strike 1. This release baseball squad unable to get the offense rolling after a leadoff walk. The 6-4-3 or 4-6-3 double play rather really ended their momentum, and then a strikeout completed the frame. Their offense is going to need to do a little bit more heading into the third. The question is right now, will it be 1-1 or will they be coming from behind? 0-2 sent foul over towards the track. It's Grimes, Goss, and Walker, 7, 8, and 9 for the Wow Factor in this inning. Still an 0-2 count. Well, up and out for ball 1. To set the defense, it's Schrock on the mound, Cox in behind the dish, Knapp at first, Legato at second, Copeland at short, Shepard at third, Ziegler out in left, Addington in center, and out in right, it is Barman, and that sets the defense for release. Pop down the left field line and into the Wow Factor bullpen foul. Kind of a pop swing from Grimes, tried forcing it down the line, didn't have enough behind the swing, so he will try it again. This is game number 2 of 5 today on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Stick with us after this game. Game number 3 sees Release Baseball take on the Mash Factory, if I'm not mistaken. Game number 4, it is Force against the B2 Bulls. Or no, I think the B2 Bulls play next. I could be wrong. Either way, 3 more games left to go today, and they all should have interesting storylines and endings to them. The 1-2. Good drive into left field, and it is going to fall down the line for extra bases. Grimes heading into second base. He is not going to stop there, but now he is going to took the turn, stayed put. It is a big leadoff double for Paxton Grimes. finally, his patience pays off, takes it into left field, does what he tried to do on the prior swing, and it just gets down the line. Now that brings in Truman Goss, the center fielder. Looking at Truman Goss wearing number 27, just finished up his sophomore campaign for Twinsburg. And a chance to give Wow Factor their first lead of the game. First pitch misses high for ball one. Looking forward to our weekend of coverage. Only 1 day of coverage. That'll be on Sunday. Potentially back here. We could also be at Munson. We will determine that very soon. The 1-0 in there now, 1-1. Couple of logistical things to take into account. The next game, it is Mash Factory and the Beat 2 Bulls. And then we see release back against Force Mancuso at 3:15. 5:30, it is T3 versus Force Cruz. And that wraps up day number 1 of the Zips Invites. The 1-1. Fly ball sent into right field. Has a chance to fall, but it will be caught by Barman for out number 1. Excellent hustle out in right to catch up as that ball nearly fell. And you can see by his body language sprinting towards the ball, he knew he didn't have much time to catch up. But in the end, he makes the play, and that's what matters. And looking at his performance at the PBR Mid-American Classic, his championship game was good enough to earn him Finals MVP. And in a competition with so many great players, and on a roster with so many great players, that is a high, high honor. Time called first as Walker will step in. Brady Walker just finished up his school year at Hoban. The Knights looking to make it back to the regional tournament after bowing out in the district finals to Rocky River. Walker takes off the plate for ball 1. 2026 will be Walker's senior year at Hoban. Could be a player to watch depending on where he wants to go for his college ball. He has the talents to go to a top school. It just depends who is willing to make the offers he wants. And that is tough in this era of NIL. You have players who have a couple of flashy plays. They get the NIL, while sometimes the more talented and traditional players get thrown into Division II and Division III, and then they make their way to D1 by balling out at one of those schools, or now more of a glamorous route, the JUCO way. Throw down to third. He got him for out number 2. Excellent chuck from behind the dish. Coxon able to erase the runner. And that is a big out recorded behind the dish by Coxon. Release needed that out. They needed something on the bases. That is their quote-unquote double play in regards to the momentum. We saw it with Wow Factor. They got that big play, and they were able to get out of the inning. Release, they have theirs. Is that enough to get them out of this frame? The pitch. Walker takes, and it is going to be in there for a strike. In the on-deck circle for the Wow Factor, it is Zach Stout in the 10 slot. Then we go back to the top of the order. As for release, I believe it is the center fielder Addington leading off the top of the 3rd. The 1-2 runs inside, evening up the count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1-1 score, bottom 2. The pitch. And that one is going to miss. Good miss from Schrock, just not getting the nod at the top of the zone. We've seen that pitch called a ball a couple of times today, not too many, but it does appear to be consistent. Schrock tries again, swing and a miss from Walker, and the side is retired with a little bit of help from his defense. It is Schrock getting out of the frame, getting his first strikeout of the game, and the side is retired. Through 2, Wow Factor 1, Release Baseball 1, your score. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Ten, 1, and 2 are set to swing for release as we begin the third inning through 2 here at Skeeles Field. 1-1 is your score. First pitch from Stow hits the outside edge for strike one. It is Will Addington stepping in the box to get us underway. Addington, the starting center fielder, just finished up his sophomore campaign in Lakewood for St. Ed's. The 0-1 a little bit low now, 1-1 the count. Both teams scored their only runs of the game back in the first. For the wow factor, it was a sac fly from Owen Courtney. As for release, Shepard was able to get an RBI single, awkwardly chopped up the middle by Shepard. Kind of just evaded the glove of Miller, didn't touch it, really was an awkward play to make, hence the scoring. The 1-2, fly ball foul. Had good height to begin, but not enough distance as it will ricochet off to our right. Once again, a lot of metal here at Akron. A lot of different things to make a lot of loud noises once the ball hits off of it. Styles 1-2. Weak chop left side. Going to be a tough play to make, but they are going to let that one go foul, and that is the right decision. Good work at second base by Owen Courtney, or excuse me, at third base by Courtney. Letting that one break foul. And now another opportunity for Stow to get the out at the plate. If he would have fielded that, it would have been a very tough throw to make from third, especially in foul territory. He could have made it, yes. But given the scenario, now's the time that you trust your pitcher, you trust the rest of your defense, and you trust yourself to make the play if it is in foul territory or if it's fair, but specifically in fair. The 1-2 from Stow. Ground ball left side. Courtney takes it in fair territory this time. A lot easier. Now that's out number one. Nice heads-up play by Courtney. And there it is on display. He lets it go, and that was, I'm sure, a lot easier for him. And I think if you ask him, he would agree. As well, we do have a defensive change in for the wow factor over at first base. It is going to be Lassard in for Kovaric. Fly ball sent down the left field line, looking foul and breaking foul. 0-1 the count on Finn Barman. Going back to that championship performance, .591 average across the whole tournament, 13 hits, 11 RBIs. He was on fire and released. They have really ridden the high of this July campaign. So far in the month, undefeated. Going back to June 28th. That's when you find their last loss. Once again, hit towards the left side and foul. Count now 0-2. And this Wow Factor squad, they are now 15-4-1. Now on a one-game win streak after making amends for their 8-5 loss to the PA Playmakers in the third Kent State Invite Championship game. The 0-2 up and out for ball one. And going back to that Kent State invite, that completed the trifecta of the 1 seed winning the first one, the 2nd seed winning the second, and the 3rd seed winning the third. Styles pitch, chopped foul. A lot of extra pitches Stow is having to throw in this game. We will see how much longevity he can have in the contest. This is definitely going to wear him down. But at the same time, a couple of quick outs and he is going to be right back to where he should be. Still, that is a lot easier said than done. The 1-2. Fly ball sent into left center field. That one is going to be caught for out number 2. Easy play to make out in left. And with 2 down, that'll bring in Jason Copeland, the starting shortstop. Copeland in this game 1 for 1 with a single. In the bottom of the inning, it is going to be Stow, Miller, and Bushy for the wow factor. With 2 up, 2 down to begin. A good spot for the wow factor. Good crank down the line and left, but foul. And that could have been a big impact swing. Instead, Copeland will have to work down in the count 0-1. For those just joining us right now, this game did start a lot earlier than expected. 30 minutes to be exact, given how quick the first game of the day ended up being. And to put a time value on it, 55 minutes. That's how long game number 1 took. In comparison, we are now 45 minutes into this one. 0-2 the count on Copeland. Stow already with 2 strikeouts. Looks for a third. Not going to get it there as it is fouled off. Good cut from Copeland. Copeland at that same competition had a 778 average. 14 hits, 14 RBIs. He was on fire as the squad really did turn a corner at the PBR Mid-American Classic. The 0-2 again, upstairs for ball 1. This is an invite. This is not an open. Next week is the Kent State and Akron Open where anybody can play. But you have to be selected as one of the top teams to make it here, and these groups are showing why. Good rip down the line and left, but the same result as the last one. Foul. So once again, we will have a 1-2 count. I mentioned it back in the last broadcast. A stark contrast to our last time at Skeeles Field. It was for St. V's and Alliance Baseball. A really wild game that saw half the game snow. Snow in early April. It was a wild slip, but still a fun game to cover nonetheless. Styles 1-2, rings it inside. And he is going to get hit. He changed the arm slot and lost control. And that is a free base, but if you ask Copeland, that is anything but free. Glad to see he's okay. Anytime the ball runs up that high and that close, you always have to worry about the player's safety, and it appears release is going to give a slight check on him as well. The coach is going to go and talk to the umpire to square things away and also talk to his player. This could be a spot for a pinch runner, but it looks like he is going to stay in the game and he's going to fight this one out. We'll see how he's doing in a couple of minutes. But just an awful spot to get hit. But now the lefty Verteber steps back in 0 for 0 in this game with a walk. But a runner on, a chance to do some big damage. First pitch misses for ball 1. But 1-1 your score around 45 minutes in. And this could be a big, big game to decide who is going to finish number 1 in pool play. Only the top 3 teams make it to the championship round on Sunday, as we will have both the 15 and 16U championships here. But out of, I believe, 7 teams, you got to be one of the best 3. 1-1 in there now, 1-2. The wow factor already in the right direction. 1-0 today. A win here, 2-0, pretty much solidifies their spot, but doesn't guarantee. Runner takes off. Verteber, a deep crank into right field. That one is gone. A no-doubt shot from Riley Verteber, and release baseball is up by 2. And that is why they love him at Lakewood. It swings like that. What a cut. And on a Division I field, no less. The 6'5", 229-pounder absolutely nukes the baseball and release. It looked like they were going to go into the bottom of the inning tied. Not the case anymore. Riley Verteber, no mercy. Homer like that. If Verteber didn't think that one was going to be out of here, he was going to run that one out. Hits it over towards right. It is 305 in right, but based on where that landed, maybe 330. Ground ball hits a first. Lassard has it, and the side is retired, but that is not how this inning will go down. Riley Verteber uncorks over the right field fence. Middle of 3. It is release baseball up 3-1 on the Wow Factor. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Riley Verteber tells the story as we enter the bottom of the 3rd inning. A 2-run shot over the right field wall makes it a 3-1 game. Release, they needed a swing like that. They needed something to give them momentum. And I think that 2-run shot is more than enough to do the job. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1. For the Wow Factor, it is Stow, Miller, and Bushy in the bottom of the 3rd. They were 1 out away from having a 1-1 game to work with, but now they have to play from behind. With this Wow Factor squad, they can win from really any spot, as they have shown plenty of times this year. And it appears out and right, a powwow and a cohort of release players have found the baseball that Verteber sent over the right field wall, so he can take that one home or give it right back to the umpire. But I think he's going to do the first option opposed to the second. Anytime you hit a home run ball, it's special, but when you do it on a Division I field, that is a hit he is going to remember, and really anybody would remember for a long time. Stow fouls that one off. Now 2-2. We see it at Kent State as well, an inside the park homer for Stow. Last time we saw the Wow Factor. It's always special when you go yard at those kind of facilities, as that is a great memory and a really good memento if you do keep the baseball. Stow, a hard hit ball. That one is going into the stadium to our right. And looking at this Akron U field, it was Tri-C great Jackson Bowles hitting his first career home run here, first of many in the year, and now he is looked at as one of the top guys in JUCO across the nation. 2-2 inside for ball 3. Stout trying to be patient, but he does have those aggressive tendencies, especially as the pitcher who allowed that home run. He feels a good sense of responsibility, and he will walk to begin the inning. Good battle, but in the end, he will take his free pass. Back to the top we go with Ian Miller. He walked his first time up as well. 1 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd. This has been a great game so far. Pretty much everything that we did expect. Maybe not the home run, but it's not a surprise. This is only game number 2 of the day. Keep in mind, 3 more left to go today for us here in Akron. The pitch is going to be called a strike. Bounces right, and that is going to be a free base for Stow. Kind of a late call on the strike. It bounced off the catcher's glove. Usually when it is dropped, it's not called, but in this case, too good to not call it. But that puts a big run for the Wow Factor into scoring position. Fouled back, now 0-2. Even if Miller is retired here, a productive out as the runner did move up 90 feet. That is the goal. Bring in one run here. You don't need both back, but if Release's offense is going to continue raking, you're going to need more than one. 0-2, fouled back. Good cut from Miller, still trying to battle here. And we saw that in his first at-bat, he ended up taking the walk, but was down 0-2 early on, fought his way back to a full count, and eventually had to settle for the walk. But he had his sights set on a big hit into the outfield. A couple of good swings to go along with that dream. Still an 0-2 count. Flies that one foul. And you can tell Miller is frustrated. He wants to straighten one out, just not getting to the baseball at the right point. That is always the biggest struggle of timing up a pitcher. You can be on time, but where the barrel is tells the story. Still an 0-2, the pitch. Once again, fouled back. We talked about it with Stout in the top of the inning. All of these foul balls are eventually going to wear out Schrock on the mound. That could lead to one of two things. The first, he's pulled. The second, he stays in just a bit too long, and the Wow Factor takes advantage and has a hit parade. Not as big as the last game, but still a decently sized hit parade before finally Schrock would be taken out. Good drive off to the left side. It is through into left center. Stout is going to be sent home. He is going to be in. And speaking of in, that is where Miller is at second. It is a big RBI double for the shortstop, and that'll make it a one-run game. Finally, all of the foul balls pay off. Straightens one out, puts it in a great spot, and that is enough to bring himself the tying run into scoring position while also bringing this game back within one. And looking at that battle, it finally wore him out on that small sample size. But now that could be a sign of things to come as Bushy steps in, followed up by Courtney. Keep in mind, Courtney had the sac fly to open the scoring for the Wow Factor back in the first. First pitch is high for ball one. Andrew Bushy, a rising junior, just finished up his sophomore campaign in the Youngstown area for Cardinal Mooney. The pitch, fouled back now, 1-1. Looking at the scoring breakdown, Release able to get an RBI single back in the first. Sac fly for Wow Factor, tied it up. Then in the top of the third, vertebrae yard over the right field fence, bringing in himself and one other. And just moments ago, an RBI double hit by Ian Miller. And that brings us to our 3-2 scoreline in favor of Release. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Down low for ball 2. And you can hear the Wow Factor dugout. They are getting into the game. Whenever these dugouts are loud and active, that is when we see the biggest swings in these games. All it takes is a couple of big hits, spurred on by momentum, and the game, as it was, is gone. 2-1 off the dish for ball 3. Once again, it is the fill-in player Owen Courtney awaiting in the on-deck circle. And a big opportunity for him. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. Bushy 0 for 1 in this game with a ground out to Copeland at short. And he will walk this time up. 2 on, nobody out. And it is the ever-dangerous Owen Courtney stepping in. As I mentioned, when he hit his ball into right field, he has had an exit velo clocked at around 96 miles per hour. One of the fastest swings in Northeast Ohio, albeit he is on the southern end of it, or don't even know if you really qualify New Philadelphia as an NEO school. It's tough. Stark County still is NEO, but you go any further south into Tuskegee County, it's tough. Either way, we're in Northeast Ohio right now, so it's going to qualify and it's going to count. But one of the best swings and a big senior year upcoming for him. But even before that, I would say a big couple of months, as I wouldn't be surprised to see him commit before the season starts or even the offseason starts. The offseason period kind of described between October and the end of February. And March 1st, usually when the teams begin their practices, tryouts that last week of February. Then you're in season until the end of May, maybe mid-June if you make it all the way to Canal Park, which is a stone skip away from us here at Skeeles Field. But 2 on, nobody out. Courtney, a chance to give the Wow Factor a lead, or at least tie up the game. First pitch is a strike to Owen. 0-1 the count. No action in the bullpen for release, and no real surprise. Not too many guys active today. I believe they are playing everybody that they have, so they are going to have to make do with what they have right now. Courtney pops that one into shallow right field. Legato calls it off. It is going to drop. They have a play at 2, and they are going to make it. And there is the out called, and there is out number 1 on the fielder's choice. Now time is called. I think they're arguing if it was called infield fly, which wouldn't make sense because that ball was not in the infield. I don't understand exactly what they're trying to argue. Regardless of if they called it infield fly or not, there's an out. And now they're calling it infield fly? If they're doing that, now they're arguing that there's 2 outs. They throw to 1. There's the out. Then they're trying to argue. I think they're going to decide this as a double play, which is really weird. I didn't see infield fly signaled. If it was, then yes, that's a double play. If it was not, you only have the fielder's choice for out number 1. What are they going to decide? It's really what they called in the first place, which the answer to that is unknown. The runner is safe. Courtney is out then. So an infield fly is called on a ball in right field. And I think that is what Release's coach is trying to wrap his head around. I think all the way around a very confusing scenario, but this was the best case possible for the Wow Factor. They could have had a double play there. Really, really weird to see how this one unfolds. And then I think because it was a tag-up play, then maybe that's what happened, where they didn't apply the tag, so it's not a force. I think that's what they're trying to say with that. And now it makes sense. So it's an 0-1 count on Kovarik, who was the starting first baseman, now is the EH. Tying run and go-ahead run, both in scoring position with 1 down. But a very confusing couple of moments. Once again, to clear the air, they called infield fly. Courtney was out. The ball then drops. The runners tag up. And because the throw was not then applied as a tag at second, the runner at second was safe, as it was not a force play. They played it like a force, as it wasn't called an infield fly. It ended up being called an infield fly, and that is where we are there. Either way, Kovarik gets hit in the back, and the bases are loaded. But I felt the need there to explain things in a hopefully more clear-cut manner. There's nothing really clear-cut about that play, as a couple of different nuances came into play. That is the best explanation that we have for what just happened. Now Landon Hinkle, the second baseman, steps in 1-for-1 with a single in this game. And he is going to need one here. Probably the best chance we are going to see the Wow Factor have in this game. Bases juiced, 1 down, down by 1. Base hit, and I think they're going to test to try and take the lead. Chopped down the left field line, but foul. Now an 0-2 count. After Henkel, it goes to Lucien Lessard. And looking at the clock, we are officially 1 hour in. So 1 hour left to go in this game before the time limit would come into effect. And then we could not start another new inning. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch upstairs for ball 1. Once again, stick with us after this game as we have the B2 Bulls taking on the MASH Factory, scheduled for 1 p.m. but we could have an earlier start depending on what happens in this game. The 1-2 driven down the right field line, but foul. And there is some stretching and some tossing against the fence going on in the bullpen. It appears Cotton is out there, and I think that could be Comer along with him. But we will see who ends up throwing if that time does come. The 1-2 poked down the right field line. It is going to go foul. Had the right idea, couldn't straighten it out. But I love the aggressiveness from Henkel. Very similar to what we saw earlier on in this game. Just trying to push the ball down one of the lines. Still a 1-2 count on the rising junior at Grove City High School in PA. And yet another foul ball, this one a little bit closer to home. These foul balls are killing the pitchers. I think both squads, especially if we do see a total of 7 innings in this game, will have to be taken out. I think we're going to see a second pitcher for both sides. It's tough as both kind of wanted to ride out one arm, but these pitch counts are going up way too fast given that we are only in the bottom of the third. And there's a chance we don't play all 7 because of the time limit. 1-2 off the dish, now 2-2. Last game, it was pure domination from the Wow Factor, and a lot of that came from their power. This game, they're going more with patience and protection. It has been a nice change of pace for them, and they have played equally as well, if not better, against a really good squad. 2-2 pops up out of play. And yet another foul ball means we'll have yet another pitch in this elongated at-bat. Lessard growing restless in the on-deck circle. Still a big opportunity for him on the horizon. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the counts on Henkel. And he offered, there is out number 2. And it comes at a big time for Schrock. Strikeout number 2 today for the starting pitcher for release. That gives them a little bit of breathing room. But as Lucien Lessard steps in, that breathing room kind of goes away. And looking to the bullpen, it could also be Verteber warming up. Struggling to see, I think, the 3. That can mean 1 of 4 different guys warming up. We should have confirmation soon on who that is, especially if they do come in. But right now the focus is on Lessard and this offense. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Lessard in this game 0 for 1 as he reached on a fielder's choice. Clouds starting to descend upon Skeeles Field. Storms are expected to roll in at around 4 p.m. today, but there is the potential for rain earlier on. The 0-1 well off, now 1-1. And we'll keep a close eye on that weather as this is a turf field, yes, but we can only play so late since there are no lights. And yeah, the thunderstorms have been moved up to around 1:30. 1-1 off the dish for ball 2. We've seen so many cancellations and delays this summer. I feel like every summer we always say this is the worst with rain and all of that. But I feel like every summer we get just a little bit more. And the heat as well the past couple of weeks has been awful. Today, not as bad yet, but albeit we are in a very nice press box. The 2-1 upstairs for ball 3. And speaking of that, thank you again to Akron University, specifically Akron Baseball, for allowing us to use this beautiful press box today. Always a joy to be at Skeeles Field. I believe this is our 3rd trip, albeit in a small sample. We love being here. 3-1 is off the plate for ball 4, and we are tied up at 3. And there is the patience once again on display for the Wow Factor. And I think one more walk, we will see a pitching change. If not, I think we're going to see Schrock for at least one more frame, probably just one more. But now Paxton Grimes steps in, a chance to blow this game open and give the Wow Factor their first lead. I am pretty sure that is Verteber warming up. I think it says 33 on the back of the jersey. Haven't seen the right turn from the pitcher yet. And our new pitcher would be a lefty, so that does still fit the bill. A 1-0 count here on Grimes. 1 for 1 in this game as he doubled his first time up. The 1-0 backs him out for ball 2. Once again, I think if this is a walk, you have to make that tough call that would give the wow factor a lead, keep the bases loaded, and we've seen what this offense can do, and I'm sure Release, they did their homework. They know exactly what to expect. 2-0 on the outer edge, hits for strike 1. Keeping things steady right now is the goal of Release. You don't just magically win 7 games in a row for being a subpar team. There's a lot of grit and grind in this group, and it has shown this summer, especially as of late. Wave and a miss, now 2-2. But looking as they started that win streak, they were 5-8 at that point. Now 12-8. And a chance to improve to 13 or 14-8 today. Once again, this is only the first of 2 games that we will see of Release today. The 2-2, swing and a miss, and the side is retired. A big strikeout for Schrock, and the inning is over. Once again, the wow factor faces the hurdle of a tie game and cannot get over it. End of 3 in Akron, and we have a great game on hand. Wow Factor 3, Release Baseball 3, your score on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. We got a good one at Akron University this morning. Entering the 4th inning, 3-3 is your score on SmeeSports. Game number 2 of 5 scheduled for today. Once again, with some storms coming in, we'll see how many of those games we do complete. Keep in mind, there are no lights at this facility, so we can play until the sun goes down. 5:30 is the last scheduled start time that we have. But if that game starts any later than 6:30, the odds of finishing are not the best. But the focus right now is on this game, hoping we can get it completely done. And looking at the radar, unless we have another big drastic change, we, knock on wood, should be able to. The time that this game does end in regard to starting new innings is 12:20, so 50 minutes left to go. 2-0 upstairs for ball 3. Stout trying to find his rhythm once again, as it is Shepard, Legato, and Coxon hitting this inning. And he is able to respond and get strike 1. Looking back to last inning, Riley Verteber was able to give Release, at the time, a 3-1 lead with a big 2-run homer over the right field fence. But since then, 2 runs scored for the wow factor, and that brings us back to a tie game. Each team has matched their opponent in this contest. 1 run for both in the first, none for either side in the second, and a pair for both in the third. And this also could end in a tie. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, and there is out number 1. Third strikeout of the game for Zach Stow. After a tough start, he kept working quick, finally got his rhythm, and finally got that big strikeout. Now Luke Legato steps in, 0 for 1 in this game with a fly out to left. The second baseman looking to change his fortunes here, especially with a big gap up the gut. Just like the last at-bat, it is going to be a first pitch ball from Stow. Hasn't been on point as early on as we saw in the last contest. And now looking over into the parking lot, it does appear a couple of players for the next game are starting to make their way back to Skeeles Field. I believe that is the Mash Factory, but they do play the B2 Bulls, who also wear red. So hopefully we will not have a jersey clash today. 2-0 downstairs, but a swing and a miss. Now 2-1. We have seen a couple of color clashes this summer. A couple of squads wearing the same exact white. Legato fouls that one right back into the netting. Now 2-2 the count. Echoing the points made throughout this broadcast, a lot of foul balls in this game. Both pitchers starting to be worn down, and I think we are due for a big offensive inning, bigger than the ones we've seen so far. Legato flies that one into shallow left center, calls off at shorts, and Miller will take it in for out number 2. Excellent work by Ian Miller over at short. A tough ball to track all the way into the outfield. He didn't have the best angle, but he stepped up as a leader, called it off, and made the play in the end. 2 up, 2 down. Michael Coxon, the catcher, steps in 0 for 0 in this game with a walk. Stow sets and fires. Hits the outside edge for strike 1. The winner of this game most likely will be in the driver's seat to become the number 1 seed overall coming into the finish of this tournament. Keep in mind, after this game, the Wow Factor will be halfway done with pool play. If they're 2-0, they are going to be the heavy favorites to be the number 1 seed once again. 0-2, shot foul. And last time we saw them, they were the number 1 seed, undefeated, and they were able to make it to the Kent State Invite Championship game once again. A tough finish there, a couple of things, and a lot of overall extracurriculars not going in their favor on the diamond. And that is the nice way to put it. The 0-2 upstairs for ball 1. Next game, once again, the B2 Bulls take on the Mash Factory. 3:15, it is going to be Force taking on this release squad. Good drive down the left field line, but foul. And then at 5:30, opposed to Force Mancuso, who we see at 3:15, it is Force Cruz at 5:30, taking on the T3 Warhawks to round out day number 1 of pool play. That'll be both Cruz and T3's first game of the day. Mancuso plays their first game as well, and the B2 Bulls get underway with their campaign up next. The 1-2 again, fly ball sent into right field, called off by Grimes, and he will take it in to retire the side. Release goes in order. Middle of 4 here at Skeeles Field. 3-3 your score on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. The Wow Factor looking to break the status quo and take their first lead of the game, officially halfway through as we enter the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-3 your score on the SmeeSports YouTube channel in partnership with the 965 Midwest Tournament Challenge. A good day so far for baseball. Game number one, a great win for the Wow Factor, 13-0 the final as they took care of the Mash Factory. This game a lot closer than the first one as it is a tie game entering the bottom of the fourth. This is what we expected, a close game that could still end in a tie. And given how this game is going right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen at all. We could have very well seen our final run already of the game. But still some time to work with right now, 11:36 the time. 12:20 is the final time that we could start a new inning. And if it's close, we are going to start that final frame, assuming this is the score. We've seen a couple of close calls not go the way of the team that wanted to play on. So getting these runs early in this final half of the game is going to be really big. And there is out number one. Good work from Schrock on the mound, getting his third strikeout. And that'll retire Truman Goss, the leadoff hitter. Now Brady Walker, the left fielder, steps in 0 for 1 in this game with a strikeout. But both teams, you can say, evenly matched. And that is what you love to see in pool play. Kind of a mixed bag. You don't know what to expect. You can see some teams overmatched, some teams underperform. In the championship rounds, it's kind of more clear cut. But when you have a great pool play game, one of the great close ones, it arguably is better than having a great championship as the pressure's not on. You get to see these guys play, have fun in a more loose setting. And looking ahead to release in the top of the fifth, it is Comer, Ziegler, and Addington hitting. Those are the 8, 9, and 10 slots. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, now 1 and 2. Both squads batting 10 in this game. And I believe we did see that from the Mash Factory in the last game. So far today, 3 for 3 on having these teams bat only 10. The 1-2 upstairs for ball 2. And as well, for those who may be unfamiliar with the 965 Midwest Challenge, 2-hour time limit, I believe 2:15 for the championship. 12 runs after 3, 10 after 4, 8 after 5 in regard to a lead is enough for a run rule. Walker hits it down the left field line, foul. Doesn't look like we will have a run rule in this game, but just to set it up for future contests. I'd be surprised if we saw one in this game, as that would mean somebody scored a lot of runs in one inning, which we just haven't seen it yet. Walker has that one almost come inside and hit him. And we are full. After Walker, it goes to Zach Stow. And Stow will have a chance for redemption. He settled for a walk his last time up, but knowing his power, he wants more than that. The payoff is going to be on the outside edge for strike 3 looking. Back-to-back strikeouts, 2 up, 2 down. 4 total today for Will Schrock. And getting those back-to-back Ks is really big, especially both looking. He's attacking that outside edge. That kind of does give Stow an advantage here. But Schrock, if he can continue dotting up the outer portions of the zone, he's going to have a lot of success down the stretch. And he brings that one inside and gets kind of a stumble back and almost a swing from Stow. I don't know if they officially designated it or not, but I think he did hold back. And that is where the pitch combination of attacking outside and then finally bringing it inside is so deadly. You get attempts like that, and he's now more afraid of the inside edge. And immediately he goes back to the outside. Schrock doing a great job with managing these pitches, and a lot of that goes to his catcher. Coxon calling a great game so far. That time it will skip behind on a low offering. Don't hate that pitch at all from Schrock. Just trying to throw something out of the zone, get a swing, get a chase, and get one strike closer to getting out of the fourth. Schrock sets and fires. hit down the right field line, and it is going to go into the corner. Stow is going to touch and go. He is in at second, and he is going to take the turn and go to third. The play is not going to be in time as he is in there. A big 2-out triple for Zach Stow. So close to yet another inside the park home run, but that will have to do. Last time he settled for the triple, or last time he settled for the walk, this time he gets the big triple. And now he is 90 feet away from giving the Wow Factor their first lead. And it will be a well-deserved lead. But now that burden falls on Ian Miller, already an RBI double today, along with a walk. A pass ball also does the trick. Miller chops that one foul off of the catcher Coxon. 0-1 the count. But this is where things are going to heat up, especially given that the Wow Factor is the home team. If they can take the lead and hold on, they would not have to play the bottom of the 7th. 0-1 upstairs now, 1-1 the count. Release needs to get out of the inning here. The more time they give in the 4th, the more likely a run will score. And to get that out, I feel like you still attack the outside of the plate. It burned you there, but right now you kind of have to go for it. Fly ball sent off to the right and out of play. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wow Factor 3, release 3. Could be the last time we say that, or could be yet another instance of many still to come. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Down low, bounces in, and that'll even up the count. If Miller gets on, it goes to Bushy, then Courtney. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Runs inside, almost hits him. It is ball 3, and we are full. Big opportunity to put runners at the corners, and then from there, either trickery or a free base at second. The payoff pitch. It is in there for strike 3 looking, and the side is retired. Strikeout number 3 of the inning. Number 5 of the game for Schrock, and the inning is over. That is a massive punch out from Will Schrock. He needed that one. Gets it done. We will see it back here on the replay. Forces Miller to duck. Takes himself out of the equation. But that is just the beauty of that pitch. Stow's triple looked to put the team in a prime slot to strike again. But in the end, they couldn't bring the pitcher around. 3-4, 3-3 your score on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. For complete at Skeeles Field, and nothing separates these squads. The Wow Factor have 3, Release has 3, and this is shaping out to be one of the best games that we have seen all summer. Still plenty of action left to go in the game and plenty of action left today. But once again, this has the making to be the best game of this competition. But all it takes is one big inning to change that. We said a similar thing about a 14U game a couple of weeks ago, and that game, after a big 5th inning, turned out to be a run rule. Comer chops that one foul, now 1-1 the count. For Release, once again, it's 8, 9, and 10. Comer, Ziegler, and Addington. 1-1 strike the count. Stow still out there on the mound for the wow factor. Outside of the home run, a very good outing for him. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 now. 1-2 the count. We did see some action a little while ago in the bullpen with Verteber, but nothing since. Comer hits that one towards short, scoops up by Miller. His throw in time for out number 1. Nice tough throw across the diamond once again from Ian Miller. His defense has been great today, and I love to see him put that strikeout behind him. A lot of guys, they can struggle after getting a big strikeout in a big spot, but short-term memory, it's a big thing in baseball. Miller uses it there, and once again showing why he is one of the top guys in his position in the PA high school area. And with one down, that'll bring in Ryan Ziegler, the left fielder, the rising junior for the Greenmen of Aurora. First pitch is going to miss down low for ball 1. For the wow factor in the bottom of the inning, maybe their best chance still in this game to get another run. Bushy, Courtney, and Kovaric, 2, 3, and 4. Pops up foul, and it is going to head on off towards First Energy Stadium. Once again, not the home of the Browns, but the home of Akron Zips Soccer. That name looked to be a copycat for a while, but now, given the naming rights changing to Huntington Bank, the copycat is no more. Ground ball hit towards second base. Tough charge from Hinkle. His throw just in time for out number 2. And a tough play to make in stride from Hinkle. Kind of an awkward release. Goes to a drill that you see a lot in baseball. You put your glove under your throwing elbow and you flick the ball. That's exactly what Hinkle does there. That's why you do that in warm-ups. And in this in-game scenario, it results in a second out of the inning. You'll see it here, just flicks it. No underhand, nothing small or short about it. Right on the money. First pitch to Addington is low and met by some O's from the fans, and I think deservingly so. It looked close from our angle, but maybe not perfect. 1-0 the count. Fouled back, 1-1. Zach Stow, you can start to see him get tired, but he is going to stay in this game as long as he can. He is just one of those guys who has a lot of gutsy performances, a lot of power behind his pitches. He is the exact pitcher you want to have if you're a travel team. Even when his pitches are not on point, his offense more than makes up for it. And looking at Buckeye heading into next year, the big change happening with Nolan Kleinbiel transferring to North Royalton. You have a guy like Stow who can kind of take his place. And he is going to need to step up in a big way as well, with the big man Andy Schneider also vacating the program as he is graduating, heading on off to Tri-C. The 1-2 from Stow. Off the edge, missing, even counts. And speaking of Medina County players heading on off to Tri-C, Lincoln Briggs officially announced that he is heading to Tri-C after committing to Ashland initially. Yet another coup from Coach Stolberg, but one big loss is Hayden Blosser, who decommitted from Tri-C and now is heading on off to Ohio University. The 2-2 from Stow, flown foul once again towards the soccer fields. And it appears to one hop off of either the bathrooms or the locker room. Speaking of soccer, we will have some soccer on the channel in just over a month. OHSAA season starting to kind of get underway with some practices. Don't know where our first soccer game will be. I believe our first fall game all the way around is going to be, ironically, with a team that is maybe 5 minutes away from here against a team in the Parma area. It is going to be Padua and Hoban Volleyball. That is the plan. The two teams that lost to Gilmore in the regional tournament. And then it's football season before you know it. But still just over a month until we start to think about that. The 2-2, good drive into center field. It is going to be down in the gap for extra bases. A big knock from Addington. He is going towards third. He might have a chance to come home, but he is going to be held up at third. It is another 2-out triple. Addington saw Stow do it at the bottom of the order. He matches his fellow number 10 hitter. Great hit, great everything about it. But I think it's amazing. In back-to-back frames with 2 down, the number 10 hitter has the triple. Maybe that constitutes some movement up in the order. Fly ball sent shallowly off to foul territory and caught. The inning will be done as Courtney makes the play. Barman not enough under it to drive it into the outfield. Once again, a 2-out triple falls on deaf ears. Middle of 5 at Skeeles Field. This game keeps getting better. 3-3 your score, as this is the 2025 Zips Invite on SmeeSports in partnership with the 965 Midwest Challenge. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Time now for the call to the bullpen. Release is going to make a change on the mound. Jackson Comer coming on in place of Will Schrock. Schrock, 4 innings of work, 5 strikeouts. This is going to go down as a no decision for him. Still a great outing. A lot of strikeouts down the stretch. 3 in the 4th inning to be exact. And that is enough to keep this game 3-3. Bunt shown and popped foul to begin the new frame. 0-1 the count on Andrew Bushy. 2, 3, and 4, Bushy, Courtney, and Kovarik set to swing for the wow factor in the bottom of the 5th. Once again, we do have until 12:20 to start new innings. Right now it is 11:53. So depending on how quick this and then the 6th inning goes, we could have one more inning left to go in this game. I don't know if we will see the 7th. It is going to be close, and I think a lot of that depends on what the wow factor can do here. The 1-1. Going to hit for strike 2. As for the wow factor, no action in their bullpen, and I think that is a statement of intent and a vote of confidence in Zach Stow. And I would say deservingly so. The 1-2 hit towards second, picked up just below the S in the SSYT logo. Throw to 1 in time for out number 1. Good work at second base by Luke Legato. 1 up, 1 down now brings in the guest player, Owen Courtney. Courtney once again coming to the squad by way of NMC Reitenbach and New Philadelphia High School. A lot of power, a lot of baseball IQ. He's had a serviceable day so far. EH in the first game, starting third baseman in this one. And he is still looking to have a big tournament here. And it's always good to see a player like Courtney who's trying to make it to the next level, put a couple of good pieces of film out there. And all it takes is one coach seeing it to give him the big opportunity he's been looking for. I think he's going to get it soon. It just depends where. Swing and a miss now, 1-1. And he also does have the choice if he wants to be a PO, wants to swing it, or if he wants to play both sides of the ball. If he's a Division III guy, I think he could be a two-way. Division II maybe, Division I probably not. And I think he'd go with pitching if that were to be the case. Good hitter, but his pitching, if he can go maybe a mile or 2 per hour, he can be a Division I guy. Top 89, 87, 86, 84 usual. 2-1 off the plate for ball 3. But right now his patience is paying off for the wow factor. Once again, the winner of this game most likely going to be your #1 seed in the championship round on Sunday. And that'll be ball 4. Courtney will walk with 1 away. And that'll bring in Braden Koverick. Koverick so far 1 for 1, a single and a hit by a pitch so far in this game. Stick with us after this one goes final. Game number 3 of the day sees the Mash Factory take on the B2 Bulls at approximately 1 p.m. First pitch is going to hit inside for strike 1. And I think around 1 p.m. is going to be about right for that game. Once again, we still have around 25 minutes of the time limit left to go. Fly ball sent shallowly towards the right side. Caught by Legato at second base for out number 2. And looking at the time, if you are released, you do have to treat the 6th inning like it is your final set of ups. Even if you do see the 7th, you can't bank on that to get your offense done. You cannot. If you do, odds are you're not going to get it. Comer's first pitch in there for strike 1. Looking ahead to release, it is Copeland, Verteber, and Knapp set to hit in the 6th. Verteber already a 2-run homer in this game. He definitely wants to run it back. The 0-1 upstairs, now 1-1 the count. Both squads relatively here in full force. The Mash Factory, I would say their full roster is here down the left field line. The B2 Bulls, some of the guys starting to make their way here to Akron. The 1-1 inside, nice back pick from behind the dish, and there is the tag out to retire the side. Snags it with the backhand, throws down, and that is a big way to end the 5th. I believe that is Coxon's second out recorded on the bases. Yet another good throw. We'll see it back here. Doesn't go for the really traditional block. Trusts his glove, scoops it up, and that is more than enough to be in time down at the bag. Through 5, 3-3 your score. 22 minutes-ish left to go on the timer. This could be the final inning. Release needs some offense when we return. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Top of the 6th inning at Skeeles Field on the campus of the University of Akron. 2, 3, and 4 hitters set to swing for release as we are officially at noon. 20 minutes left to go-ish on that time limit. The game started at 10:20, but the clock does start before the game actually does begin. The reasoning, once the manager meeting is done, the clock starts. If that's the case, then I think this is going to be our final inning unless we're seeing maybe 10 combined pitches. I would say, to be safe, we got to be out of this inning by 12:15, 12:16 to see the 7th, which means we might have our first tie of the summer. Good drive into left field by Copeland. Not deep enough to do any damage, as that one is caught for out number 1. And if you are the Wow Factor, you would have a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 6th inning in anticlimactic fashion. If they score early on in the frame and they just wait it out until the time limit strikes, the game ends. We've seen some very anticlimactic walk-offs this season for run rules, so that would be just one more to add to the collection. Verteber steps in, and he will see a first pitch off the plate, but on the edge for strike 1. And if you're Zach Stow, and I think he knows it too, he is not throwing Verteber anything good here. Leaves that one upstairs, now 1-1. I feel like if you do surrender to walk to anybody, it's Verteber. You hang something, it's 4-3. And everybody knows it. Almost hung that one. Heavy swing. Verteber saw 305 off to his right. Couldn't connect. Now 1-2 the counts. And you cannot blame him for trying, given what happened last time he made contact. Not at all. The 1-2 from Stow. Off the plate for ball 2. Similar spot to the first strike, so I don't hate that pitch. He's establishing that outer portion. Verteber now in. Bring it inside. Get strike 3 that way. Instead, he goes even more off the plate and misses for ball 3. We are full. And when a guy is starting to kind of crowd the plate, that's where you bring it back inside. Not to hit him, but to just get it right near him, and that's enough for the strike. This time it's trying to go inside, but sent into center field, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. Excellent work by the defense to track that ball amid the sun. The sun has come and gone today. When I got here at around 6:45 a.m., it was a lot of clouds, a lot of gray skies in the area. The sun has come out for now, but once again, looking at the forecast, that is not going to be the parting line throughout the entire rest of the day. Knapp chops that one foul off to the right side. 0-1 the count. Once again, stick with us. It is the Mash Factory and the B2 Bulls up next at around 1. And that'll be game number 3 of the day. Then our next time on the air after today is probably going to be Sunday at a location TBD. The 0-1 is skied on the infield, off into foul territory. Courtney has it, side retired. It is a quick top of the 6th inning that does give hope to release that we would see the 7th. But if the Wow Factor score and they can kind of let this one ride out, they would be able to win it here. Middle of 6 here on the campus of the University of Akron. Honors even, 3 apiece your score on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. As we enter the bottom of the 6th inning, each side has one goal in mind that are polar opposites. Release, quick, quick, quick. Wow, not quick, not quick, not quick. The longer this inning goes, and if the Wow Factor can score, the more likely they are to win this game without having to go back out on defense. As for release, the quicker this one goes, the more likely that we do see the 7th. And based on the bunt shown there, I think we're going to see the Wow Factor play small ball and try to force a run across to win the game that way. And that is not a bad idea by any means. Comer able to hit that one inside. I believe now 1-1 as the bunt was pulled back. And given the fact that he's showing it early, it definitely was. Once again inside for strike 2. Now a 1-2 count. Comer doing a great job attacking the inside of the plate. And he knows he doesn't have much time left to spare. The 1-2 grounded towards third, and it is down into a dead spot in left. Cruising into second base is Hinkle, and he is going to stop there. It is a big, big knock for Hinkle, and the go-ahead or potentially winning run stands in scoring position. Just snuck it down the line. The smallest of margins, but that small margin is enough to put him at second. It's go time for this Wow Factor squad. They know it. Time called now. Coxon's going to go talk to his pitcher. Usually I would say yes, but given the time constraints, that might have to be the final thing said to Comer, especially if a run scores. You got to get out of this inning quick. And you hate to play rush ball down the stretch, but knowing that the best you can do is tie, you got to try and play for the win. First pitch in there for strike one. And if this was anybody but Lessard or another power hitter, I would say this is a spot you lay down a bunt. But it's Lessard. He has the power. Let him swing. And I think that's what the wow factor is going to do. But that's not going to plan right now. An 0-2 count on Lucien Lessard. Lessard, a fielder's choice and a walk to his name in this contest. Comer looking for a big first out. Won't get it there as he misses inside. And as well, Coxon, he deserves his flowers. 2 throwouts on the base path in this game. Without him, I kind of have a feeling that the wow factor would be on top. But in the end, the catcher, he has made a big impact and he is here to stay. Swing and a miss, and there is out number 1. A big strikeout for Jackson Comer. And the quicker these outs are recorded, the more likely that we will play on into the 7th. Paxton Grimes, the lefty, now steps in. Base knock, and I think they're going to test it. Bunt shown. The bunt is down off to the left. They're going to go for the runner at third, and he is safe. Just in there, keeping his leg on. First and third, one down. The potential winning run now 90 feet away. A risky, risky move, but it pays off in the end. Beautiful bunt. Beautifully done. And now with runners at the corners, a big spot. In Goss's place, it appears it is Lessard. And that does appear to be the case, so it looks like the order once again has moved. We will see how this one goes. Runner goes. The pitch is low but blocked for ball 1. That'll put 2 runners in scoring position. But really weird. Unless we saw them flip, which wouldn't make sense either, but number 3 is Lessard. Lessard is batting here, but he was up 2 slots ago, so now, do we have dual number 3s? Is he in now, or is...
Noah's batting right now. His name's Noah J. Just put J.
So now we're hearing Noah J is in for Goss. Thank you to a parent down below, and that clears up the air a lot more. We're not seeing double of Lessard, but now it's Jay's opportunity. 1-1 the count. 2 runners in scoring position, an opportunity for this pinch hitter to do a lot of damage. Good drive into right. That one is down for extra bases. The Wow Factor are going to take the lead. They bring in 2. Jay is going to third, and he is in there. A 2 RBI triple. The Wow Factor at long last have their first lead of the game. And they are moments away from getting the win. Noah J, a powerful cut. Exactly what he wanted to do there. It just kind of hit in that corner. And the Wow Factor, with a time limit, maybe 6 odd minutes away from being 2-0. Up by 2. They control this one. First pitch is inside for ball 1. But what a chain of events. Vertebra's home run looked to be momentum enough for release. But since that moment, it's 4 unanswered. And once again, now this becomes a game of waiting and really just elongating this game. The time limit, it is close. And we've seen teams play to the time limit a lot this summer. And this is yet another instance of that. The 2-0, gonna hit for strike 1. Stay with us after our final commercial break of game number 2 as we will present our player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville. The 2-1. It is to the backstop, and that is going to make it 6-3. And that is why reading the down angle is so important. 3-3 entering the frame. The Wow Factor up by 3. This is their day. And the B2 Bulls, satisfied with what they've seen, they're going to make their way down to start their warm-ups. And I think the Mash Factory are about to do the same. The pitch, chopped foul, and we are full. But Noah J, he is the point of difference in this game, not only with his bases clearing triple, but on top of that with the down angle taking home. That'll be a swing and a miss for out number 2. So there's a chance now that we do see the 7th. But right now, Noah J has the winner in this inning. That'll bring up Zach Stow. We've seen him with his power so often. He needs a hit here to keep the inning alive. The time is 12:11, almost 12:12. They got to hang on for 4 or 5 more minutes. But right now, it's looking like that we will see the 7th. Still a little bit of time to change that up. The 0-1. Gonna miss now, 1-1 the count. And this is a tough spot for release because they can't talk to their pitcher if they even wanted to. Just the time constraints. Head coach has to yell things from the dugout if he wants to communicate. And same with the catcher. That is the one tough thing with managing the clock. Albeit this is baseball, you have to manage the clock in tournament ball. You got to know the time limit, and you got to know your way around calling time. Ground ball hit towards short, a chance to get out of the inning here. Throw to 1 in time, and I think we will have just enough time remaining to play the 7th inning. We're going to see it here depending on what happens. And yes, we do have a defender going onto the diamond for the wow factor. And here comes the rest of the defense. We will play on to the 7th inning. Release down by 3. One last chance to get back in this game. The wow factor courtesy of Noah J up 6-3 on release. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Stout and the wow factor, looking to close this one out as we enter the top of the 7th inning, potentially the final half inning of this game. Release needs 3 to bring us to the bottom of the inning. Otherwise, this one is going to stop here. Shepard, Legato, and Coxon trying to keep Release's hopes alive. This has been a great back and forth game. Release led early on. They led 1-0 heading into the bottom of the first. Their runs matched. Then Verteber gave them a 3-1 lead. The runs matched. Finally in the 6th, they didn't score, but the wow factor plating 3 took a commanding 6-3 lead, and that is where we find ourselves now. And on top of that, the scoring innings for the Wow Factor got better and better as the game went on. 1 run, then 2 runs, then 3 runs. So a nice pattern to follow for the offense of the Wow Factor. The 1-1 sails upstairs for ball 2. And assuming this result does hold, they will not only hold a tiebreaker against release, but on top of that, with only 3 runs allowed, they will have a plus 16 run differential through 2 games. 2-1 fouled back, now 2-2. As expected, it is Zach Stow staying on the mound. And he is going to try and seal this win and get another complete game to add to his resume. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and there is out number 1. Stow's 4th strikeout of the game retires Shepard. And that'll now bring in Luke Legato. Legato so far a flyout and a pop out to his name, both to the left side, the pop out to the shortstop and the flyout to the left fielder. First pitch from Stow is in there for strike 1. One last reminder, stay with us after our final commercial break as we will announce our player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville. Legato a good crack foul off to the left, and that is going to be a shot at the on-looking MASH Factory squad. Count now, no balls, 2 strikes. Stow looking for strikeout number 5 of the day. And he will stare down Legato before he finally calls time. Here comes the 0-2. Chopped right back up to Stow on the mound. His throw to 1 is true for out number 2. And now, at long last, after a great bottom of the 6th inning, the Wow Factor can sound their final countdown. As well, we are officially at the 2-hour mark in this game. In regards to the time limit, 2 minutes away from in-game 2 hours. As they'll now bring up Michael Coxon, the last man who can keep this game going full release. 2 up, 2 down to begin the frame. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1. Stay with us after this broadcast as we have game number 3 of the day. It is the MASH Factory taking on the B2 Bulls. The 1-0. Gonna hit now, 1-1. And release fans, make sure to tune back in later at around 3:15 p.m. Their second game of the day sees them take on Force Ohio Mancuso. We chop foul now, 1-2. And officially they are down to their final strike. They will have a time slot to pick up the pieces and get back to their best. This loss is not going to define their tournament. Still plenty of opportunities to really show this group what release can do. That pitch sails above his head now, 2-2. As well, this would end the 7-game win streak. But still, what a streak it was. From 5-8 all the way to 12-8. The 2-2 is going to miss for ball 3, and we are full. With this win, the white Wow Factor squad is going to improve to 16-4-1. The payoff pitch from Stow, fouled away. And once again going towards the neighboring soccer field. In other games here, we've seen people go to the top of the bleachers at the soccer field and take pictures from up there, as it is an unobstructed view of the diamond, no netting in the way. There's still our angle here, given where the netting is. Not bad at all. Pull in the way of third, but we do have an angle around that. And obviously this view right on there. The payoff again. Swing and a miss, and the game is over. Zach Stow gets his 5th strikeout of the day, and it is the Wow Factor getting their 2nd win of the Zips Invite. 6-3, your final score. And it came because of a big bottom of the 6th inning. Stow able to settle in to end the game in the top of the 7th. He gets the complete game win. And the Wow Factor, 2 games today, they walk out with 2 massive wins after a big doubleheader. Once again, given this win a plus 16 run differential, they have been tremendous so far in the Zips Invites. and all signs are pointing towards seeing them again on Sunday in the championship round. 6-3 your final in game number 2. One final commercial break, then we will be back on to announce our player of the game, presented by CrossFit Strongsville. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. 6-3 your final score in game number 2 of the day here at Skeeles Field. It's the wow factor getting the job done over Release Baseball. Your player of the game presented by CrossFit Strongsville, Noah J. One big hit, a 2 RBI triple, and that was the point of difference, making it 5-3. Then he took home on a pass ball, making it 6-3. And that was enough to tell the story of the game as the offense finally was able to dominate in the 6th inning. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter, as well subscribe to the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Our goal is 4,500 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It has no cost, but it greatly helps out all we do here at SmeeSports. As well, we now have a Facebook page, so make sure to give us a follow over there at SmeeSports LLC on Facebook. Should be good, as it is just the same content on a different platform, a different audience over there. So we'd love to have as many people come and join us over there as possible. As well, if you want to become a broadcast sponsor, the info is on your screen right now. 3 ways to contact us. We cover the Cleveland and Stark County area. This year, we are now expanding to Minerva in the fall. So that now covers half of the Eastern Buckeye Conference, Alliance, Marlington, and Minerva. But still, we see plenty of the other 3 schools throughout the year. Carrollton and West Branch, we see them a lot, and it's not a bad thing at all. So it should be fun to see all 6 teams in that conference, and then potentially Howland, as they are set to join, at least football-wise, very soon. But that'll do it for game number 2 of the day. And as well, one final thing, if you still want to help us out financially and you do not have a business to sponsor with, you can donate to us at SmeeSports.com under the tip tab, and any monetary donation helps us not only do these broadcasts with travel and everything along those lines, but also helps take care of our business costs. Once again, we are an LLC in month 3 of operation. So outside of the SmeeSports YouTube channel and the SmeeSports family of social media platforms, we have the business, and that takes a lot of funding to make happen. So any little bit is appreciated. Any generosity we really do appreciate, and we love to see the support from the SmeeSports family in that regard. Once again, you can help us out a number of ways. That is just one of the many ways that you can be involved here with SmeeSports. But that'll do it for game number 2 of the day. It is the wow factor getting the job done 6-3 against Release Baseball. You can now switch on over to game link number 3, as we will have the Mash Factory take on the B2 Bulls at approximately 1 p.m. Signing off for game number 2, I am Nathan Smee saying so long for now from Skeeles Field, and we will see you again in a few moments. This has been the 2025 Zips Invite on SmeeSports in partnership with the 965 Midwest Challenge. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next time.